What's up, everybody? I decided to do this quick stream since I got I don't know if you can see it in my hand, and right down there, I got my PS2 back, and I was actually playing it on my big TV because I have I bought a converter box, but I got my games right here beside me. I'm going to show you which ones I have, and probably, I don't know if you've played them, and if I look tired, guys, because I slept all day, because I also got to get ready for work. But let me just show you guys what I got right here. I'm going to start with the smaller pile, the superhero games. As in, not movie licensed games, because I separated those. Yeah. Oh, what's up, Andrew? What's up, Retro? So let me just show you what I got here. As you can see, standalone superhero games. I got 5 of them. I don't know if you can see which ones those are, but Spider-Man Friend or Foe, this is one of my favorites, especially because it's co-op. I can play with my nieces and nephews, and it's a crazy ass take on the Tobey Maguire versions of the characters. I also got Ultimate Spider-Man. I like this one because I get to play as original Berserker Venom, and plus it looks like the comic book more with the graphics. The motherfucking granddaddy X-Men himself, X-Men Legends. I'm pissed that I couldn't find. I tried to buy it the other day with this one. I couldn't find X-Men Legends 2. I was so damn heated. Oh yeah, Retro. I'm not. I was wearing this shirt yesterday at work. I gotta take it off. I'm gonna change shirts in a little while before I go to work. This motherfucker. Damn, I dropped it. Shit. The motherfucking Punisher. They could not remake this game today. It's insane. And it's very faithful to the point. And the cool shit is, I don't know whether to categorize it as a movie tie-in or a movie, just a product using the license. But it's voiced by the guy who I think Thomas Jane voices this one. So this is like a comic book version of the Punisher, but with Thomas Jane doing it. And I'm like, yeah. So it's like it's in the middle. Now this one right here, a lot of people hate it, but this one is still fun to play when you have somebody to play it with. And that's Marvel Nemesis Rise of the Imperfects. I don't know. We like the open arena style. My brother and I used to play this when we were younger. And you could I would use Wolverine, he would use Iron Man. It would be a freaking death match because I had to catch up to his ass. Now, I'm going to just show you guys these real quick. Right now, the only 2 Mortal Kombat games I got, but the ones that will keep me busy, Shaolin Monks and Armageddon. I just like this one because of the character creator and the little wannabe cart mode because it's fun to play with. You got nieces and nephews. It's easy to get through. And I tear their asses up anyway in verses. The same thing in this one. I know. I'm a big bag of uncle. Let me get back down here. Technically, this is Budokai. Oh, Beat! You're here. Where have you been, my brother? This is technically Budokai 4, not Budokai Tenkaichi 4. Dragon Ball Z Infinite World. This is basically a remake of the Budokai trilogy into one game. But it followed the base principles of Budokai 1 when it comes to actually using items, the level of fighting of combos that needs to be involved. And it's entertaining to play. It really is. At one point it got shit, but I don't know why. It's a fun game. It even remakes the shitty aspect of Budokai 2, which was the board game type thing. It's changed into more of an adventure mode on this one. And it's cool. My 2 D&D games, Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance and Dark Alliance 2. This is when this is when you hit peak nerdism. And I enjoyed this game. Hell, I play it by myself. I really don't co-op it with anybody, but I'm gonna probably co-op it with one of my cousins whenever I get a vacation from my job. Oh, the motherfucking game that was the beast when I was in middle school, and I actually had the phone lines hooked up to play the PS2 on Wi-Fi, or not Wi-Fi, but online. Resident Evil Outbreak. Capcom, when are you gonna remake this? When? I'm gonna test my fucking patience, Capcom. Remake this game. It would be such a hit. Do it with the RE engine. Granddaddy of motherfucking stealth. The Splinter Cell. I was trying to get them all because they're all digital on Xbox, so I could stream them for Twitch. But I couldn't help but get original Splinter Cell. This was the way I originally played it. My brother had that. One of EA's actually pretty good shooters on the platform when they weren't dickbags. Black. You just basically go through levels and just blast people. And back then, that was entertaining shit. I mean, what can I say? Have I ever played? Yes, I have. The original True Crime Streets of LA. I want Streets of New York because I like that one because it's more refined with its gameplay. And this one has a cool story. The only problem I have with this game is you can't change the camera. When you use the analog stick to move your camera around, in order to look left, you have to move the stick right. In order to look right, you have to move the stick left, vice versa. It throws me off when I'm trying to chase somebody. But other than that, I like this one because it's basically a really good Bruce Lee / Jet Li movie. You know, this guy is almost like an amalgamation of the two, the character in this game. Oh, my first Final Fantasy game. Final Fantasy 10. Please, God, I'm not going to talk about this. Okay. My movie license games, which is the longest one. Look, people can say what they want about when 360, PS3, and now, you know, previous gen and current gen. With movie license games, they're hit or miss. Back on the earlier consoles, movie licenses got more of a pass because they embraced what the game, at least what the movie wouldn't embrace, the games would embrace it. It's almost like you're playing the movie on steroids. And you're a kid back then. It is more entertaining than watching it. Because we didn't know no better. You still need B-Boy the Game Burner. I'm still working on it, B. Okay? I'm working on it. Since my movie license games are, I got a lot right, a couple right here. I'm going to start with the first ones that I just grabbed. Now, I just picked these two up recently. One I never played, and one I have. Van Helsing and Terminator 3: The Redemption. Terminator games have been hard in the past. This one tests my patience, but kind of in a good way. It makes me want to... It's almost like a Souls experience. It's weird. It got on my case. Van Helsing. People could say, you could say what they want about the movie. I like the movie. It's entertaining. This game is the missing like, what you didn't understand watching the movie is explained in the game's story. It's almost like to understand the movie, which does have some weird plot holes, you get it fixed with the game. And that's when movie license games try to do the right thing. One of the hardest Terminator games I played as a kid. Terminator Dawn of Fate. You know he's going to fuck you up. Do you see that? Do you see that smile right there? This plays like a Resident Evil game with fixed camera angles, certain fixed controls, but you can really easily get good at the game. You know, once you get the upper hand on the Terminators, you learn the layout of the levels. It's almost maze-like. This is truly what, besides Terminator Resistance, because Terminator Resistance is the other best Terminator game. If I had to say it, and yes, I dare, I'm going to fucking pull this back up. Terminator Resistance, you guys already know I have on the PS4 and my Xbox. The three best Terminator games you can get a hold of is Terminator, like I said, Resistance, Dawn of Fate, and Terminator 3, The Redemption. I might talk about these games individually in the future so we could get to, I'll explain why, but I'm not going to do that yet. And then I put Dawn of Fate down here. Yes, I have this game. Only reason because it's the first time I ever really used the black suit. And this game at least gives you cool abilities when you use it. It's Spider-Man 3. Okay, and yes, I do like the way the box art looks. I always did like the way the poster looked with the symbol and the darkness and the 3. It's ominous. So you couldn't really go bad with putting it on the disc here. But the only tricky part about this game is you have to get like 100 of these tokens, spider tokens, so you could play it. So you could get the black suit back in the free play mode after the main campaign. And for what the black suit offers in this game, it's worth going through because then you can burn through all those extra missions you didn't do. It makes it easier. One that I'm playing for the first time because I didn't know what to think of it and I never thought of getting it when I was younger, and that's X-Men, the official video game. This is based on the whole trilogy from what I'm playing it. You go through events that fill in the missing parts that were needed to be explained in the original trilogy. It kind of even helps out X-Men 3 The Last Stand a little bit. It's not like that's the way it's set up because I know X3 is nobody likes that one. But this one at least makes more sense in like a video game context. So it evens out. And besides, you play as Wolverine, Iceman, and Nightcrawler. I forgot to mention that. X-Men Origins Wolverine. Now, the superior one will always be the Uncaged edition on PS3, PC, and Xbox. Uncaged edition is insane. This one, if you're trying, I introduced this to my nephew, and he got pretty good at it. Yes, Momo? What are you doing?
Mima said go,
I'm streaming real quick.
Oh.
What do you need?
She said clean up Tommy's poop.
And you gonna tell them publicly that my dog poop. Get. Anyway, what I was saying, X-Men Origins, that was my nephew right there, by the way. Speak of the devil, they shall appear. Anyway, X-Men Origins Wolverine, this one, even though without the blood, it's got fun combos, and you go through more of a comic book. Can't even fucking talk either. A comic book-esque version of the movie's plotline, but expanded. If that's one thing the X-Men Origins Wolverine games were, the story presented in video game format was better and easy to digest than in film format. Let that sink in for a second. Just let that sink in. One of my favorite co-op games, Pirates of the Caribbean, The Legend of Jack Sparrow. You go through like an alternate version of The Curse of the Black Pearl, but the difference is you're going through all these stories that supposedly Jack went on, but then Will comes with you into these adventures that he was never a part of. It's a fun alternate take on the film, and even playing by yourself is pretty fun. I forgot to close my door, by the way. I'm going to close it. There we go. And then when you do play, like, the co-op, yes, it's meant to be played in co-op, and I didn't know it was made by Bethesda, you know? Playing in co-op is fun. Now I just have to get At World's End, and it would complete the two best pirate games at the time. Let me grab another. Shit. Fuck it, I'm trying to grab this whole stack. Now you're probably gonna say, why do I have this next one? Because in a way, it is fun. It's weird. It's a weird experience because it's not a bad game. It's not a great game. But you see it through to the end. And that is King Kong. Peter Jackson's King Kong, the official game of the movie. That's a fucking mouthful. Play it. I recommend that you play it. Because people that seem to play it have different... You're having a similar experience, but everyone describes it very... I've had people describe it to me differently. And I enjoyed it. I had it on the PSP once. It's funny that it translated somewhat well between its different platforms, because this came out on multiple platforms when it was released. I think all the platforms at the time. You play as King Kong in certain sections. You mainly play as, if you guys know the actor Adrian Brody's character that he played in the movie King Kong, but you play as him in first person with gunplay, and it's like you also can use the environment. It's like it has a lot of innovative gaming mechanics for its time, but weirdly through a licensed product. So I remember when the movie was turned, but the game was amazing. Yeah, that's exactly how it was back then. Not much to say. Star Wars Battlefront 2, you already know. Anybody can come get these hands in this game. Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. I want to let everyone right now, and any of my friends who played me in a PS2 one day, abandon all hope, ye who plays me in versus mode. Y'all already know. This game was almost like the original. It was like the Force Unleashed of its time, because it says in the back, the Ultimate Jedi Experience. I got to play Order 66 and raid the Jedi Temple as Anakin Skywalker and kill every Jedi within it. This is the only game that lets me really do that in a thematic way. And Anakin can use Force Lightning in this game. You get almost a taste of what he should be at full power by playing. This game is supposed to be the opportunity to give you him at full power that we will never see in the films. Hell, there's an alternate mission with him at the end where you defeat Obi-Wan Kenobi and kill the Emperor and take the galaxy. The Thing. If anybody's seen the movies, this game right here was surprising. You play it by yourself. It is a single player game, but you manage a squad, because it's like, this is one of the games that uses what the movie did and made mechanics out of it. You know how a lot of video game tie-ins or licensed tie-ins are now coming out that embrace more, like The Walking Dead on the VR, the South Park games. Well, they were remastered, but you know what I mean. So many get like Terminator Resistance. So many of these games are now really embracing what the movie was meant to be. And you're getting those experiences again. It's now being handled with care. But this game, if you play it by yourself at night and you're a fan of The Thing, it's fucking insane. It will. There's the little appendage. You know how the Thing can split off? It will, because then you can't tell if your teammates that get split off in the levels are the Thing. It's got a real. It's the paranoia. You get paranoid playing by yourself. My love-hate relationship with this game. The Incredible Hulk. I would say play it for curiosity. I think if given more of... If this game was made now with the same love and care that certain licenses are getting, this could be a really good game. I know this is based on the 2008 movie, but this shows what a future Incredible Hulk game could do if done right. Give it the Spider-Man PS4 treatment. Because I do like it, but I dislike a lot of things about it. These two come in a pair, may as well. Transformers the game and Transformers 2 Revenge of the Fallen, based on the first two Michael Bay films. You know what my relationship is to those films, but I'm going to let you know something. Playing the video games, it's the same thing as like I said before. It's almost like those are video game stories on the big screen, and that's why people can call it stupid. But yet in video game format, it makes more sense. Even Revenge of the Fallen somewhat makes sense in video game format. Let that sink in. They don't control poorly either. It's just that they follow the tropes of mission 1, mission 2, A, B, this, that, and the third with artificial difficulty thrown in between. But the design of the Michael Bay films do work for a video game sense. So I say they succeeded with that. My 3, I'm still missing 2 Tolkien-based video games, but as a whole, Lord of the Rings, The Third Age, The Two Towers, and The Return of the King. I'm going to start off with The Third Age first. This is a Final Fantasy X version of Lord of the Rings. This game takes a lot from this game right here, for better or for worse. But as based around the films and as a side story of its own, the only thing is, with all these games, why was Helm's Deep the pinnacle of difficulty for movie license games? I want to ask why, because this is not the Two Towers, but this has a damn Helm's Deep section that will bite you on your ass. Sometimes I get scared to play this game because I could get so good and then I get my ass whipped so quick. I know I'm gonna find some tips and trick videos how to be prepared for it, because the only time I ever beat it was using a Game Shark cheat disc. Cheat disc. What the fuck did I just say? Cheat disc. Jesus Christ. I just literally I started the stream right when I woke up. My brain is still coming to life. But it's a good game. It's still a great game in the end of the day. And I want to beat it fairly. Because this is the one games I never beat fairly. Because back then, yes, we all used to cheat playing video games. I mean, we all fucking cheated playing Grand Theft Auto. Okay? So don't judge me. Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers. Again, one of the video games that are one of the greatest tie-ins. Helm's Deep. Why? Why? Why do this to me? I thought I was the motherfucking man. Oh, my bad, Retro. I gave that to my nephew. He has Incredible Hulk Ultimate Destruction. So, this game right here with Helm's Deep. And this game is the only one that is not 2-player from back then. This was built around 2-player. It should have been. Like, the style of it, but oh my god. I once reviewed this game. But if I go back and go through all these games again, I will re-look at this. And mind you, this game is still great at the end of the day. You can go through and do its unlockables and still have fun and go back and replay it multiple times. It's just one of those. Now, the one that surpasses it all day, every day, The Return of the King, which is actually on right now. It's just been playing its little intro movie over and over. But that's something I was playing because this one fixes what the Two Towers was introducing. And you know what? That's why I will not judge the Two Towers. There is the wall section in this one, but it's not Helm's Deep, it's Minas Tirith. By the time I got to that section as Gandalf, I went through so much PTSD because of the Two Towers. I was ready when I got there. When you co-op it, when you co-op this game, because co-op was finally introduced, you and your partner would dominate this game. Me and some of my best friends way back when dominated the fuck out of this game. I think there was a hidden feature. No, wait. Actually, I'm going to tell you this trick. The Game Shark had cheat codes for this. I used to, because when you beat the game, you get cheat codes. Like, that's the theme about the Lord of the Rings games. Every time you beat them, you get cheat codes to go back and play with, which is always nice. But because the Game Sharks would come out the year that they were released, like a 2006, 2007, 2008. But they would also have games from the early PlayStation 1, 2, things like that. I remember I used to have a couple of them. But the Return of the King had a feature that you could only get on one of these cheat code discs, where if you put in the multi-tap, you can unlock a 3-player feature. You can't get that through no means except through a Game Shark cheat code or any other cheat disc. Or why did I say? Oh my god, am I turning into a Review Tech USA? But anyway, you co-op it with 3 people, you become a dominating team. And when I would do that with myself, a good friend of mine at the time, and my cousin, obviously I played Aragorn. One of them actually played as Faramir, and the other played as Merry the Hobbit, because the hobbits in this game actually kick ass when you play as them, because they become playable when you beat the game. The whole fellowship is playable except Boromir. Now, I have a love for the Mummy films. I know their games are not very good, but I still have a guilty love for playing them, because they have difficulty that's reminiscent of movie licensed games from the 90s on the Super Nintendo, just brought into 3D. And I know I'm missing the Mummy on PS1 and the Mummy Returns. I gave that to my nephew. But they're all across the board. This is the only one that's different in a way that plays more like a video game. The other two were trying to be action and exploration games, and they didn't really work very well with that. The only gimmick they had is where you play as the mummy into an alternate evil campaign, which alternate evil campaigns are always fun. But I'd say play this one for also curiosity, and the fact that it also, if I can get the stickers off when I'm messing up the stuff, it does look good because it looks like it's the front cover of the movie, basically. And I did like this particular poster for the film. So, but that's basically most of the PS2 games I currently have at the moment. I'm trying to get more. There's a place down the road called Bonfire Games that I've been going to. And, oh, wait a minute. I got one more game. It's my PS1. My only PS1 game at the moment. Evil Dead Hail to the King. And it's a 2-disc, it's a 2-disc affair, but my disc is damaged, but the discs are still in great condition. I don't know how these fuckers are still alive, but I'm trying to get this fucker fixed or find a new case for it, because the black part that holds it together chipped off. That's why I keep it away from the other games. And the same thing, like Terminator Redemption, I don't have the original case, and I would like to have it because it did have a cool front cover, But I really wish that these games would just easily be brought back by the current companies as well. I know you can't just probably have you could probably make it, but we're not going to get that back. You should just have digital storefronts, like all the besides Xbox. I know Xbox has it, but it's for certain games. Just each storefront. This could also be a competing factor if you get rid of exclusives. You could have each platform make a separate storefront on their platforms for their older games, and at least charge a fair price for them. Use the current model that Xbox does with selling their old games. Or hell, I changed my room around. My Xbox games are down there. But I have certain 360 games that they work, that I pop them in and I can still play. I use it mainly as a backwards compatible machine. But yeah, that should be something that all these current gen develop, like all these platforms now, they should easily be doing. I think if a competitor came out and was able to license all of these older games with them making their own games, it would be a competitor, because every time a competitor comes on, no competitor seems to go up against the big three, unfortunately, which is Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo. Nintendo is the only one that could offer older games, but they rather you just buy the original stuff. Why do they make it so difficult? I do not know. But that's all I really wanted to just do. I just wanted to talk about that real quick and show you guys my game. The collection will grow. I might just start making individual after I get a couple videos that I still have in the works finished. I am going to review each game individually. I'm not going to say when, and it's going to be random ones. It's not going to be in any kind of particular order. It's just whichever ones I have to play. Because I'm playing a few right now, and I'm not going to tell you which ones, but those probably the ones I start off with. I just have to beat them first, because back then, this is when games were long, when games actually required your time, and investing into that time was worth it in the end, because of back then, video games used to reward you. Video games used to be a tool to help you achieve. Like, it's almost like back then, that's what games are going back to. Games like Elden Ring are going back to that mindset of risk, reward, hard work, and achievement unlocks the features that you want and basically the experience you paid for. So I hope everyone has a good day. I understand if I seem a little thrown off. It's just because I slept all day. I got off work late last night. And who knows, I might just take another nap before work, go to work at 5 o'clock. But I wanted to just get that out. I'd rather have done this in a little live stream video than in a separate video, because I wanted to at least everybody see the games first. But now you don't know which order they will be released in per review. So anyway, Semper John Kill 3D Gaming. Be sure to like, subscribe, favorite, or if you don't like me, leave me a hypothetical like. I mean, you can dislike it if you want to. I do not give a damn. And look out for, like I said, I could start these videos this weekend and possibly do a live streams with Matt Kiyoma and anyone that wants to do one. So I'll catch you all later, everybody.